let's talk about how the skin protects you. Just at the surface, so to speak, you bump into stuff every day. You put your shirt on, you take your shirt off, you scrub your skin when you're in the shower, you wash your hands, and yet nothing happens to the tissue below your skin. Why? Because your skin is protecting you from all of that wear and tear on a daily basis. So, underlying structures are protected by your skin, and that's very important that that happens. And you guys know why the skin is very, very strong, it's resilient, it's got all that collagen, correct? It has elastin fibers, a lot of connective tissue within the dermal layer. That gives the skin the ability to protect you against wear and tear on a daily basis. So that's one of the ways that the skin protects you. Another way that the skin protects you is from stuff in the environment. Your skin is actually part of your immune system. It's the first line of defense, in many cases, against stuff that's trying to attack you. There's a bunch of fungus in this room right now. There's a bunch of bacteria in this room. There's a bunch of viruses in this room right now. And yet, we're for the most part okay. And a big part of that is because skin just simply does not let it enter the body. So it's protecting us against stuff like that. Now, when we talk about burns, and we're going to do that, I don't think we're going to get to it tonight. Maybe we will. I'm going to mention to you 3rd, 4th degree burns and how dangerous they can be. And I'll just mention it right now. If you have enough of your skin burned away, 30, 40, 50% of your skin burned away, you are in big trouble. And one of the reasons, and there's 2 of them, one of the reasons is massive infection. All those pathogens that are in the environment are now going to enter your body and completely overwhelm it. Those patients that have 3rd degree burns on a large part of their body, they're put in isolation in the hospital. They're put in isolation for a reason. I'm trying to save that patient's life. You put them in a normal room, they're done. All right? So, infection is one of the things that your skin is protecting you against, plus chemicals that are in the air. A 3rd way that your skin is trying to protect you, or not trying, is protecting you. It's keeping fluid in your body. We're going to draw this, and we're going to call upon knowledge that we acquired in the first section of this particular semester, specifically with hydrostatic pressure. So now I'm going to revisit something, and you guys are going to coach me through this. The picture that we're about to draw. Your skin prevents more or less your interstitial fluid from leaking out of your body. If that does occur, that is, if fluid starts to leak out of your body, that will actually affect your blood pressure, and you're going to tell me how. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw, I don't know, a tube. Let's just keep it simple. So this right here is an area of your body. Now, get a space there because that's where the burn is going to be. That might be your entire torso. That's what that represents. All right, so this would be the surface of the skin. On some big, huge area of your body, so too would that be. All right? And we're going to burn away a certain area of your body, a big enough area of your body. Let's say it's your entire upper torso. 35–40% of your skin is now gone. And so that's what we're going to start it with, is right there. That's our burn. 3rd, really 4th degree burn is the more correct way of saying it. 3rd degree burn, that's going to be the first thing that happens that starts this cascade of events from occurring. Now there's something else that we have to draw in here, and it's blood vessel. Now I'm not going to draw this to scale, but we're going to have this tube right here represent the blood vessels in this area. All right? Now draw it a little, I have to draw it big because we need to write some stuff inside of that blood vessel. So that's the blood vessel. And obviously, we have blood within that tube. Now, if that's a blood vessel, representing many blood vessels, because there are no blood vessels that big in the body, what would be this space here? What do we call this space? The interstitial space. So we're going to put interstitial fluid, and we're going to write it below the blood vessel. So the interstitial fluid is here. That's the fluid that your skin is keeping inside of your body. I'm going to extend this just a little bit more. So now we have a burn, a very severe burn over enough of your body. What's going to happen because of that is that now that interstitial fluid is literally going to start seeping out of the body. And so that's going to be number 2. All right? So the interstitial fluid leaves. So we're going to have fluid shifts now. Now, knowing, and we're going to put the number 2 there, because that's the second thing that happens with this cascade. First we lose the skin, now we're going to lose some fluid in the interstitial space. Now, as a result of that, we'll make it number 3. Tell me what happens to hydrostatic pressure in the interstitial space. Does it go up or does it go down? Hydrostatic pressure. It decreases, right? Hydrostatic pressure is all about fluid volume. The less fluid is in a particular compartment, the lower the hydrostatic pressure, right? We know that. And so as a result of the loss of this fluid, as a result of number 2, we have a decrease in hydrostatic pressure. Less than what it was before this burn occurred, where homeostasis was in place. Now we've just disturbed homeostasis. Now we have a lower hydrostatic pressure in the interstitial space. Tell me if we're going to lose more or less plasma from the blood vessel. Should we lose more or should we lose less? Are we going to get more fluid leaving that blood vessel or less fluid leaving that blood vessel as a result of this pressure going down, increasing the pressure gradient? When you increase the gradient, what do you do to the movement of a molecule or a fluid? Does it go up or down? You increase the gradient. This is passive movement. This is something that we learned. It was on the first exam. Increase gradient, you increase movement, right? What kind of movement would this be called, by the way? So 3 is a decrease in hydrostatic pressure. As a result of that, we're going to be losing more fluid from that blood vessel. What's that transport process called, by the way? That's driven by hydrostatic pressure. That starts with an F. Filtration. So we're going to get an increase in filtration. We're going to lose more plasma from the blood. We're going to lose more fluid from the blood. That's number 4. As a result of losing more fluid from the blood, what should happen to hydrostatic pressure within that blood vessel? Should it go up or should it go down? It will go down because we're losing fluid. And so now we're going to get a decrease in hydrostatic pressure within that blood vessel. What's another name I could call that hydrostatic pressure in that blood vessel, by the way? What could I also call it? Blood pressure. So as a result of this, we can have a massive, I should say, decrease in blood pressure. You can go into what's called circulatory shock. We'll talk about it in a ton of detail next semester. And if a patient's blood pressure gets low enough, they will die really fast. Everybody knows high blood pressure is bad, right? Everybody knows that? That takes years to cause problems. Really low blood pressure that can happen with circulatory shock will kill your patient in a couple of minutes. That's all it would take. If the blood pressure got low enough, it would kill the patient very quickly. All right? So worst case scenario here is death. Certainly lower blood pressure can cause other problems before death. Tissue loss, tissue death, organ failure, system failure, which will eventually lead to death if it's not dealt with. All right? So, 5 is the decrease in hydrostatic pressure. So a burn way out here in the skin is affecting your blood pressure. How? All of these fluid shifts occurring. Why? Because we're having changes in hydrostatic pressure in these different compartments affecting another compartment. So the picture that we just drew there is all these words. Right there, that's what we just drew. All right? I would know that very well if I were you. So there are 2 major concerns, immediate concerns with third-degree burns. Number 1, massive infection. Number 2, a big, huge decrease in blood pressure due to fluid shifts within the body. And we just drew it. All right? Are we good? You have a patient who's burned enough skin away from their body, the chances of them living is very, very small, unfortunately. Okay? Because you got 2 huge problems to deal with. All right? Big picture here is what? How's the skin protecting us? What the hell does this have to do with protection? It's protecting us from dying. It's protecting us from our blood pressure being too low. It's keeping fluid inside of our body. Your skin is. All right? How else does the skin protect us? So that's 3. How about a 4th way? It protects us from UV rays. So there's 2 kinds of UV rays that actually make it to the Earth's surface. UVA, UVB. There's actually UVC, but it doesn't get to us because our atmosphere absorbs it. I'll talk a little bit more about the difference between UVA and UVB, although we're not going to get into it in much detail at all. But these UV rays that we're exposed to, if you're exposed to too many, are bad. Why are UV rays bad? We're going to get to how the skin protects us from them in just a second, but let's talk a little bit about UV rays. And these UV rays, ultraviolet rays, are from the sun, or if you're dumb enough to go to a tanning bed, they're in a tanning bed, and they're going to affect you. All right, let's talk about how they do. So UV rays, why are they bad? The reason that they're bad is that when they penetrate the skin, what they'll do is not only burn us, literally burn us, but the other thing that they're going to do is, and this is what I'm going to concentrate on, is that the UV rays increase free radical production in the skin. Okay, so what's a free radical? A free radical is a molecule, and it's a very unstable molecule. So we can put it there, unstable molecule. By the way, you produce free radicals naturally. It's one of the things that makes you age. It's one of the things that make bad, yes. It initiates chemical reactions within the body. Okay? It's a bunch of chemistry stuff. All right? Now, the chemical mechanism, I don't know. All right? Do know it's bad. And you make these naturally. You actually make your mitochondria make most of the free radicals in your body naturally. Your mitochondria do all kinds of stuff. So we have these free radicals, which are these molecules that are very unstable. And they have these negative charges. This is the way I kind of want you to look at it is. They don't like to have these negative charges. So what free radicals will do is they'll start to bounce off of stuff in the body, like a pinball does. You all know what a pinball machine is? A little ball bouncing around. That's what a free radical starts to do inside your body. It'll just start to bounce off the stuff. Why? Because it doesn't want to be unstable. And so what is it bouncing off of? It's bouncing off of our cells, so it's damaging our membranes. It's bouncing off protein, so it's damaging protein. It's bouncing off our DNA. It's damaging our DNA. It's mutating our DNA. So free radicals are not doing anything good for us within our body. Again, we make them naturally. We don't want to make more than what we make naturally because it's already hard enough for us to fight those free radicals. And there are ways that we are fighting the free radicals within our body. There are ways that you can fight it naturally yourselves by eating your fruits and your vegetables. All the colors in your fruits and your vegetables are things that actually fight free radicals. They're called antioxidants. You guys ever hear that term, antioxidants? An antioxidant is something that sucks up free radicals, vitamin C, vitamin E, your fish oil, a lot of stuff that you can ingest that are good for you are fighting the aging process and the damaging process when these things are produced, number one, in your body naturally, and number two, because of environmental factors that you're exposing yourself to. So we have these free radicals that are produced as a result of UV rays penetrating our skin. Well, we want to limit that. How does the body do that? How does the body limit the amount of UV rays that penetrate the skin? Your skin cells, specifically melanocytes, produce a molecule called melanin, which you guys are familiar with. I know the lecture speakers talk to you guys about it. So melanin sucks up UV rays. Doesn't let as many of them penetrate your skin so that you limit the number of free radicals that are produced within the skin. So they absorb the UV rays. They do not absorb free radicals. They absorb the UV rays so that not as many UV rays are there to produce or cause the production of free radicals. That's how melanin works, okay? Melanin is produced by melanocytes. You guys know that. You guys looked at melanocytes probably on slides. Melanocytes are kind of funky looking cells. Melanocytes are in the deepest layer of your epidermis. You guys know that as well. The deepest layer of the epidermis is what? The stratum basal, the basal layer. every